Hello everyone, and welcome back to another preview video for the Tribute to Normandy 44 DLC. This time featuring the Guards Armored. One of my favorite divisions when Steel Division Normandy 44 came around, as it has all the punching power that the British armored units have to offer. And it was quite interesting with the flexibility, though by the time it was overshadowed by the 7th when they came around. And let's see if the same fate happens to them in Steel Division 2 as well. Let's jump in here and let's have a look at the Recon tab, where we start with pretty standard infantry, Willies with HMGs, and a Recon tab that has you universal carriers, which is nice. You can get some Stuart Recce's here as well. You get a lot of them, so you have them for days here if you want to take the scouts. Snipers, which can come in the 2-inch carriers if you want to have them there as well. MMG carrier here coming around as well. Daimler AC, fast and with a 40mm as always. So interesting one as well here. Daimler AC moving around. Scouts Piat, Stuart Recce's available for them as well. Outside of that, pretty standard British recon unit here. Stack counts being around as well. Not having the greatest rate of fire, so not the biggest fan of those. I recommend the Daimler AC over them, especially as the Daimler also is cheaper. So yeah, the stack count has an HE shell and has one more MG, but the AP power of the Daimler AC is a good bit better. So, and it's cheaper, so Daimler over stack count here. Stuart 5 coming around here in the recon tab as well, with a 50 cal on top on this one, so that's interesting. It gets this unit here. Yeah, gonna be interesting with Stuart with 50 cal here to deal out some damage, and Cromwell 4s here as recon as well with the 70mm frontal armor. You get a good couple of them here if you want to bring them around, so that shouldn't be an option as well, problem as well, but your options here are somewhat limited in numbers, though fine. It's not a super cramped recon tab. You can get some units in there, and that's nice because you have some decent option for it as well. Unfortunately, no special infantry, but you're a tank division. You are ain't supposed to have that. Infantry tab does give you that message as well. You ain't supposed to have much fanciness. You are really cramped for units here in this division. British really didn't like to bring infantry with their tank divisions, and you really see that here. It's super cramped infantry tab, and you get some defense groups and field engineers, though using 5-man squads here in this much of a cramped infantry tab, I don't know if you really want to do that. Engineer leaders being around, decent leader, tough to fit in as well. Mod rifles, pretty decent with the Piat and the Bren, but only 8 hit points. You get some half-tracks from them. You kind of need them here, I would say, as infantry fire support, so that could be pretty decent. You get standard rifle here, so that is okay as well, but nothing great. Still Commonwealth base rifles. Mod rifle leader and normal rifle leader here, pretty standard as well. Can come in command stewards, so yeah, pretty classic loadout here as well. Half track for the mod rifle leader, obviously. Rifle Piats for the double Bren and the Piat, and then you get an assault engineer with a flamethrower and a Piat and 12 hit points. And I would kind of recommend you take this squad in some shape or form. It's pretty decent in CQC. It has 12 hit points. You get it in okay availability as well, so relatively recommendable squad here. But yeah, it's for sure a weak spot of this division, this infantry tab. Pretty standard Commonwealth infantry tab here, and really hard pressed on the numbers. So it's kind of a team game division by the infantry tab alone, because surviving based on this much infantry in 1v1 will be tough. Tank tab on the other side gives you numbers, and it gives you Shermans, it gives you Challengers, and it gives you Fireflies, including an ace here again. You get some Stuarts, 6s as well, with Brownings. No HMG on this one, but yeah, some nice little Stuarts if you want to have some cheap stuff as infantry support that could be helpful, as you're so hard pressed on infantry. Sherman 5s, decent. gonna do the normal Sherman job. You get a lot of leaders in A, B, and C as well. Challengers, unfortunately, only coming in C. If they would come earlier, they would be really nice here because they're a really cheap 17-pounder, a really affordable mobile 17-pounder. So having them in B and especially in A phase would have been really cool. In C phase, they are pretty vulnerable. So and the cheap price of theirs doesn't impact the battlefield as much back when you come to C phase, but it's still a long-range weapon with HE shells that can come in for a cheap price, so it's still not a terrible unit to bring around there, and 85 points for a 17-pounder with HE shells really is a good deal. Firefly has kind of the same thing to offer, just with a bit more frontal armor, and lower speed though, so Challenger has that nice speed as well. You can bring these guys around an A phase though. And the Firefly is a good tank, so that's nice. You also get this absolute beauty of an ace here with Harris's unfortunately only visual changes here to the tank. No extra side armor for slower speed or anything like that. So, yep, the Firefly here looking really dope though. Really cool. Good job there once more to the Eugen crew for this cool design. And then support tab, you only get one Cromwell 6, which is a major weakness in comparison to 6, next to the infantry tab, which I would say 7, the Desert Rats, have a better tab as well. The Cromwell 6s, that's where I got the 6 from. Decent little tank, but yeah, the Desert Rats get 3 cards of these. You only get 1 card and you have to pick them in A or B. You kind of want to have them early on, so I would recommend taking them in A because you need the fire support to help you out in infantry. You get some Vickers HMGs as well, which you kind of need as well to help out your infantry numbers, so it's okay units for the support tab. Sherman Commander if you want as well. Nothing special in the support tab though, but having the Cromwells is nice. Anti-tank tab, on the other hand, is a fantastic one. You get all the anti-tank you need. This deck really is focused on killing things with 17-pounders. Like, it's the deck with the most 17-pounders in different shapes in the game. You get 6 cards of 17-pounders here. You get another 6 cards of 17-pounders here if you want to. Wolverine and 6-pounders, pretty nice as well. But yeah, 17-pounders, 4 days with Guards Armored. So killing heavier tanks. Tigers and Panthers will run away from this division in really, really quick speed, which is nice. You know, but really the soft damage is the issue, and the anti-tank tab obviously doesn't help you with that. AA tab can help you a bit with it. You get 3 cards of Crusader Mark IIs, and they can be quite decent as fire support as well, so that's at least something. And yeah, the 3 cards of them is nice. Bofors good as well. The CMP Polston, not the biggest fan of this. It's a 20mm on a car, yes, but it's only a single 20mm still, so not a massive fan of this thing, though. It looks way bigger than a 20mm. This Polston, for some reason, is massive. It kind of more looks like a 37mm, but yeah, 20mm nonetheless. Artillery tab, okay as well. You get mortars, though without radios, classic British stuff here. You get the Tractor Crusader here and the Stuart Remy if you want as supply matadors as well. So 2 different supply vehicles here, both with 15,000 supply. One is armored, one is not armored. So that's nice as well for 25-pounders. You also get that Crusader and the Matador supply for the big guns here. Even the Long Tom is British and can bring these weapons with them, these supply transports with them. So artillery with good supply is a strength of this division, really making this a good team game division, a 10v10 division especially, with all the AT power and lots of supplies for artillery, and good artillery as well. And then you also have an off-map Sherman, but it's a mock gun, so it's a Sherman only by the hull. It can't use its gun, only has DMGs, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's a 140mm artillery piece, off-map at least. Decent off-map, not the greatest, but can do the job. And yes, 4 cards of Sextons if you really want to use those guys. So up in full numbers. So this can artillery spam, it can bring a lot of tanks, and especially a lot of 17-pounders. pretty interesting in that regard, but the infantry tab is just really painful. As a 1v1 player, I'm a bit hurt by that. Air tab, also not really anything to add there, as it just adds a couple of Spitfires and a couple of decent Typhoons, but though it's not the heaviest bomb drop loadout here on the Typhoon, and it's bad availability, and you're hard-pressed for slots, so Air tab not really adding super much here, but at least a couple of Typhoons coming in with it. And yeah, that leaves this deck with an interesting combination. Cromwell is nice, Tank tab is good, you for sure get what you want. Challenger being phase locked, a bit painful, but Sherman, Stuarts, Fireflies is a good combo. Infantry tab, really nothing great here, and you get them in so low numbers. Recon tab, decent support as well. You get what you need, but something with more HE would be nice here, though the British kind of don't have to offer that. Maybe the Cromwells could be useful in that regard, as they are cheaper than Shermans and they have a decent HE gun. So that could be interesting. But it's for sure a cool deck here. Guards Armoured for sure is British and brings the 17-pounders and so on. It's nothing unheard of. You don't get anything super new and in this deck. It's really one of the ones where it's more in because all of the Normandy 44 divisions have to be brought in, but at least it's an interesting new mix, and it's gonna be okay for team games. As I said, 1v1, I'm not gonna be the biggest fan, but let me know down below what you think of it, and I hope to see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye, and have a great day.